Hi, I'm Rob Morris and I'm going to make my fillet steak, which is topped with a wonderful wild mushroom cream with fresh thyme and garlic, just simply served on a little bit of asparagus with some little roasted potatoes. It is absolutely divine, and this is how you make it. So what we've got here, amazing looking fillet steak. Take 2 of those, put them on a tray or a plate, and what we need to do, just season them, a little bit of salt and pepper. So just a tad of salt, and again with the pepper, a little bit of olive oil, just drizzle a little bit over the steaks, and then just rub it in with your hands, okay? Just make sure it's all coated nicely. What I've got on the side here is a frying pan, non-stick frying pan, and it's on its highest heat. And what I'm gonna do, just offer my steak to the frying pan, and that's what you want, that sort of sizzle noise. We're just sealing all the edges because it's actually going to be baked in the oven, which makes life so much easier for you. So just flip the steaks over. So let's have a look there, that's fine. And then pop them onto the sides as well. And you need to sear all the way around the sides. So what we're going to do now, we're going to let these go cold. So just pop them onto a tray. And then just leave them to go cold. What I've got here, some shiitake mushrooms, and we've got some oyster mushrooms. All I'm going to do now is just add a little bit of olive oil to the frying pan and a little bit of butter. The butter will start sort of fizzing away. So then what we do is just take the mushrooms and just rip the oyster mushrooms. So just rip all those up. You can't pull the shiitake apart. So what we need to do for this is just roughly slice them. Let's be generous. You want a tad of salt and pepper. Very important to season your food. Got a couple of cloves of garlic, which I've just peeled. All I'm going to do is just slice them. So just using the tip of the knife, we're just chopping like so. Take that lovely bit of garlic and just scatter it all over the frying pan. And then, fresh thyme. Just give your pan a little shake up. Beautiful. And that's what we're after, this sort of beautiful golden colour. Got the wonderful aroma of thyme in there. And then what we're going to go in with is some white wine. You want about 100 mils or so of white wine. Then what we do, just let that come up to the boil, let it cook out for a few moments, and then once that's done, take it off the heat. Okay? And we have to let that cool down now completely. Very, very important. And I've got some diced potatoes, so pop those into your boiling water for about 5 minutes. Straight into my roasting tin. Touch of olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, just a little bit of rosemary. That's all we want. And then just simply go into the oven until they're crispy. About 200 degrees. Our mushrooms are still in the frying pan, as you can see, but they're nice and cold now, which is what you have to have. So let's leave them there. I've got some double cream here. You can use whipping cream as well. A little bit of Dijon mustard. You only want about, probably say about half a teaspoon or so of Dijon. Okay, so that goes into the cream. And we just simply take our whisk and we just whisk the cream up, just until you've got nice soft peaks. That's all we're after. Perfect. So leave that to one side. I'll just show you this. So this is what we're after. Sort of nice, soft, whipped cream, okay? So what I'm gonna do now, take those cold mushrooms and just tip them in there. There we go. And then just gently, with a metal spoon, just fold it into that cream. Right, so this now is ready to be spooned on top of our fillet steak. So what I've got here are our cooled fillet steaks, completely cold now. So just take a nice generous spoonful of our lovely mushroom mixture and just arrange it neatly. I was going to put a little grating of Parmesan just over the top of that cream. And I've also preheated the oven, which is on 200 degrees. That's fan assisted. Probably do it about 210 if you didn't have a fan assisted oven. Just a nice little bit more fresh thyme just over the top. And that's it. So that will go into the oven. I personally like my steak medium rare. Probably about 15 minutes, 18 minutes max, okay? Medium, you're probably looking at about 20, 22 minutes. And for well done, not that I think you should ever cook it well done. We're looking at about 25 minutes. So the steak's in the oven, the potatoes are in the oven, and we're going to serve this with a little bit of steamed asparagus, okay? So it's really simple to do. So what we've got here is some lovely asparagus spears. So just hold it at the end and halfway down, and that bit you can't eat, that bit you can eat. And straight in, I'm just going to let them cook for probably about 2 minutes, that's all. So straight into a colander, and so all I'm going to do is just take a little bit of butter, pop it in there, a little bit of salt and pepper, it's just a little hint. And what we're going to do now, just mix that butter into the asparagus, popping the lid on, leave that to one side, just keeps it warm. Wow, look at that, beautiful. And that's what you end up with. This beautiful sort of crispy mushroom, creamy mixture on top there, a little bit of sauce around the edge. So we're just going to let that rest. Very important to let our steaks rest for probably about 2 to 3 minutes, okay? What that does is when you slice into it, all the juices don't sort of spread out all over your plate. So it's really important to do that. So we've got the asparagus, we've got the steak with that lovely mushroom topping, and we've got our rosemary fried little cute roast potatoes. So that's our 3 elements, that's it. So we are actually ready now to plate up our meal. And the first thing we need to do is to put our asparagus on the plate. So you can do it ever how you like, but I like to keep things sort of almost regimented, you know? Across the centre of our plate. Now what we'll do, we'll take some of the potatoes, just use my fingers to be honest there, sort of 3 on one side, 3 on another. For the dish is that lovely steak which has been resting. And then what you can do, just give it a little mix up using the back of the spoon. And this is just going to create juices from the steak, a little bit of cream. You can just spoon over the top. And there you have it. That's my fillet steak, topped with a wild mushroom, garlic and thyme cream, with little roast potatoes and some buttered asparagus.